we're looking at a DWDM portion of a ring with Sonet, a couple of Sonet rings going around it, and you can see at each one of these, off of some of these branches, are some routers providing Ethernet services to various sites. So if you think of Cisco 9003B as a data center providing services to each one of these remote sites, providing Ethernet services to those remote sites. So this is a clean state network, nothing's wrong. Suppose we have a fiber failure in between the data center and all the remotes. In a typical scenario, when that happens, you'll of course get the fiber cut that will occur, and then shortly thereafter you'll start getting other events related to the actual remote sites going offline, all the VLANs going down. So in a typical system, this is kind of what you would see. A bunch of alarms. You can see down here there are 16 different alarms. A lot of these are these VLAN connection failures on either end. And everything will likely be red or orange or the same color. So when we introduce NetBOS statewise, instead what we get is we get the ability to correlate a lot of events together. So with statewise enabled, we get the ability to correlate a lot of these events. So now you can see visually a slight difference here. We can see some severity changes. So this represents critical events. The yellow represents minor events. But more importantly, we have now information about services. So once statewise comes into play, we can see that there's actually several layer 2 services involved within this network. All of them right now are showing failures, and if we actually take a look at those failures, we can see that here's the services that are failed, and we can see that for each service that has failed, there's exactly 2 contributory events. These are the events that you need to fix, and there's a large number of sympathetic events. These are all of those communication, VLAN, loss of comms, and these events are caused by the actual fiber cut. So these are the 2 events that we would then go and open up a trouble ticket. So let's go ahead and open up a trouble ticket on those events. And let's say fix the fiber cut. This impacts 7 VLANs. And we click OK. And now we have a trouble ticket to go fix that. So now let's say that a technician fixes that issue a little bit later. And when the issue's fixed, we can see the fiber cut goes away. But now we can see there's actually still a service impact event on one of our VLANs. So we can see, if we look at the DWDM Sonet, there's still one service impacting event left, and we can see what that is. And there's actually a gigabit Ethernet card failure on one of those Sonet rings, and it's creating that VLAN failure. So using statewise, you can easily drill down to problems. If there's multiple problems downstream, you can detect those as well, and you can recursively address problems until everything is fixed.